Absolutely, 110%. I know in my field, in interstitial lung diseases, we are talking about patients who have respiratory compromise to begin with. COVID comes, we're not allowed to do breathing tests anymore to measure their disease progression. We're not allowed to get CAT scans anymore because the radiology departments are all full up with other patients in the hospital. We have to find ways to do that. And so we're exploring, and now you can start to see literature out there on home spirometry, handheld devices that will give you the same data as what you get in the lab. Is it as good? Maybe not as good, but is it good enough? It might be in the right situations. And so now we're learning, how do we do these things? Because we all recognize that even besides COVID-19, if I can get data from a patient more frequently, because they don't have to come in every 4 weeks for a visit, I can get daily spirometry, then I get more data points and we get more realistic data that's usable.
I think in order to move trials from the traditional way that we execute, we will have to incorporate some decentralized trial applications. But I always like to stop and think about, from a patient and site perspective, what are those that are actually going to bring value to our trial rather than a new and innovative idea. Innovation's great, and I think technology is great, but we also have to think about the burden that it may put on our sites and our patients. And so in order for it to be long-standing, it will be very, very important to take a step back and look at those endpoints and then marry in those different aspects of decentralized trials, whether it's telemedicine, home nursing application, bringing labs to patients, etc. Those are all ways to expand access, but we have to make sure we do it in a smart manner that makes sense for our patients and sites.
I think it's what's going on, it's what's going to happen, and especially with the digitalization that is evolving. I think it's a quantum leap, and I think this difficulty with COVID will create completely new situation. How we perform clinical trial, collect the data, flexibility, and what I alluded in the panel discussion today is that there needs to be ongoing discussion between sponsors, vendors, and the regulatory agencies how to approach performance of clinical trials during the COVID pandemic or other pandemics that may be coming.
I think so. It's going to continue, and it is important for us to be an early adopter, as I mentioned. Decentralization provides many benefits. That one includes diversity, because we can tap into all different diverse populations across all geographies. So it provides that benefit. The second benefit is that we can bring the clinical trials to where the patients are, not where the hospitals and sites are. So it provides more convenience to our patients. And also it could accelerate and improve our enrollment and retention of our patients into the trial.